Hello, laddie.
How near are we to Bangkok, Captain?
See that cluster of lights jutting out to the river? That's it. That's Bangkok.
Oh, look, all of our boxes.
Aye, and a fair lot there are.
We packed everything we had in our old Singapore house, furniture and everything.
Lewis, where are you?
Here I am, Mother.
Oh, there you are.
Look, Mother, there's Bangkok. That cluster of lights is sticking out to the river. That's Bangkok.
I see, Lewis, I see them. It's exciting, isn't it?
Will the King of Siam come down to the dock to meet us?
The king himself? I don't think so. Kings don't, as a rule.
I wonder if you know what you're facing, ma'am. An Englishwoman here in the east.
Mother, look at that boat. Look at the dragon's head in the bow, and all the men standing up, carrying torches.
That's the royal barge.
Do you suppose that's the king? The man sitting under the canopy?
That's the Kralahome, Prime Minister, sort of the king's right-hand man.
Oh, do you suppose he's coming out to meet us?
No doubt of it. They'll wait until we pass him and then they'll come around our stern. Ma'am, if I might offer you a word of warning.
What is it, Captain?
That man has power. He can use it for you or against you.
Captain,
Ma'am, I just thought I should let you know.
Thank you, Captain.
Mother, they're closer. Mother, the Prime Minister's naked.
Oh, hush, Lewis, that's not a nice word. He's not naked. Well, he's half.
They all look rather horrible, don't they, Mother? Father would not have liked us to be afraid, would he?
No, Lewis. Father would not have liked us to be afraid.
Mother, does anything ever frighten you?
Sometimes.
What do you do?
I whistle.
Oh, that's why you whistle.
Yes, Lewis, that's why I whistle. Whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head erect and whistle a happy tune, and no one will suspect I'm afraid. While shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, and no one ever knows I'm afraid. The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you are.
You know, Mother, I think that's a very good idea. A very good idea.
It is a good idea, isn't it?
I don't think I shall ever be afraid again.
Well, good.
While shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, and no one ever knows I'm afraid.
The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you are.
Clear that way. Ma'am, I'd stop whistling if I was you. The Kralahome might think it's disrespectful.
Oh, was I whistling? Sorry, I didn't realize.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Siam.
He called you sir.
Oh, hush, dear, hush.
Sir, His Excellency wishes to know, are you lady who will be schoolmistress of royal children?
Yes.
Have you friends in Bangkok?
I know no one in Bangkok at all.
Are you married, sir?
I'm a widow.
What manner of man your deceased husband?
My husband was an officer in Her Majesty's Royal Army, and tell your master his business with me is in my capacity of school teacher to the royal children. He has no right to pry into my personal affairs.
I don't know if I would,
Well,
ma'am.
he hasn't, Captain Orton.
I don't like that man.
In foreign country, it best to like everyone until you leave.
Oh, Your Excellency, I had no idea you spoke English.
It's not necessary for you to know everything at once. You come with me now, to palace.
No, not to the palace. I am not staying at the palace.
Who say?
The king says he has promised me £20 a month and a house of my own.
King not always remember what he promise. If I tell king he break promise, I will make anger in him. I believe that it is better I make anger in king about larger matters.
But all I want is 10 minutes audience with him.
King very busy now. New Year's celebration just finishing. Cremation of late queen just beginning.
You have lost your queen. I am so sorry. When did she die?
4 years ago. With cremation ceremony also come firework.
And what am I to do in the meantime?
In meantime, you wait in palace.
Your Excellency, I will teach in the palace, but I must have a house of my own, where I can go at the end of the day when my duties are over.
What you wish to do in evening that cannot be done in palace, I wonder?
Oh, how dare you! I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I don't think you understand. I came here to work, and I must support my young son, and I shall take nothing less than what I have been promised.
You will tell king this?
I will tell King this.
Will be very interesting meeting. You come with me now. You can come with me to palace or you can stay on boat. I do not care.
Ma'am, if you wish to stay on my ship and
No,
return
thank you,
to-
Captain Norton. Your Excellency, I will go with you. I have made a bargain, and I shall live up to my part of it, but I expect a bargain to be kept on both sides. I shall go with you, Your Excellency,
To palace?
for the time being. Goodbye, Captain Orton, and thank you very much for everything. Lewis.
Goodbye, Captain.
Goodbye, laddie.
Are you not ticklish?
Well.
Your Majesty, I have been meaning to discuss with you matter concerning English school teacher.
She is in Siam? How long?
2 weeks, 3 weeks. She has needed disciplining, Your Majesty. Talk about house, she say you promise her.
I do not recollect such promise. Tell her I will see her. I will see her in a moment. Ho!
Your Majesty, Lun Tha, emissary from court of Burma.
Ah, you are here for copying a famous Bangkok temple. I have give permission.
He bring with him present from Prince of Burma.
Am I to trust a ruler of Burma? Am I to trust this present they send me, or is she a spy?
I am not a spy. My name is Tuptim. You pleased that I speak English? My name is Tuptim.
His Majesty is pleased with you. He likes you.
The king is pleased. He is pleased with me, my Lord and Master declares he's pleased with me. What does he mean? What does he know of me? This Lord and Master, when he has looked at me, what does he see? Majesty wishes me to leave?
I will tell you when I wish you to leave.
Your Majesty, Madam Leonowens.
You are school teacher?
Yes, Your Majesty. When may I start my work?
I will tell you when I wish you to start.
There is a matter we have to settle first, Your Majesty.
You are part of general plan I have for bringing to Siam what is good in Western culture. Already I have bring printing press here for printing.
Yes, I know, Your Majesty.
How you know?
Before I signed our agreement, I found out all I could about His Majesty's ambitions for Siam.
Ha! This is scientific. You are pleased with your apartments in Palace?
They are quite comfortable, Your Majesty, for the time being. But my young son and I have found it rather confining, with Amazons guarding the doors and not permitting us to leave our quarters.
Strangers cannot be allowed to roam around Palace before presentment to King. You could look out of windows.
Yes, Your Majesty, we have done so. We have seen New Year celebrations, royal cremation ceremonies, etc., etc., etc.
Etc. What is this etc.?
According to the dictionary, it means, and the rest, all the things you have been doing while we have been waiting. The fireworks and...
Best fireworks I ever see at funeral. How you like my acrobats?
Splendid, Your Majesty. Best acrobats I ever see at funeral.
Ha! Have children prepare for presentation to school teacher.
How many children have you, Your Majesty?
I have only 67 altogether. I begin very late. But you shall not teach all of them. You shall teach only children whose mothers are in royal favor, which at present are very few indeed. Ah, Lady Tiang, Madame Leonowens, Lady Tiang, head wife.
There is a happy land far, far away, where saints and glory stand bright, bright as day. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Missionary.
A missionary taught you English.
Yes, sir, missionary.
Lady Tiang, you are to help Madame Leonowens with her school teaching, and she in turn will teach you the better English. She is grateful to me for my kindness.
I see. Your Majesty, in our agreement...
You, Tuptim, you already speak well the English? She arrived here today. She is present to me from Burma Prince.
She is a present?
Madam, you have English book I can read?
Of course I have.
I wish most to read a book called The Small House of Uncle Thomas. It's written by American lady, Harriet Beecher Stowe.
A woman has written a book?
Oh, a very wonderful book, Your Majesty. An American book, all about slavery and...
Ha! President Lincoln against slavery, no? Me too. Slavery, a very bad thing. I think you shall also teach my wives, those wives who are in royal favor.
I shall be most happy to teach your wives, even though that was not part of our agreement. Oh, speaking of our agreement, reminds me that there is one little matter about my house.
I shall also allow you to help me in my foreign correspondence.
Yes, Your Majesty. I don't think you understand, Your Majesty. I don't think you understand about my house.
House? What is this about house?
I want my house. The house you promised me.
You shall live in palace. You teach in palace, you shall live in palace. You do not live in palace, you do not teach, and you go wherever you please. I do not care. You understand this?
Yes, Your Majesty. But if these are the only terms on which I'm...
Enough! I have no more time to talk. You could talk to other women, my wives.
Oh, for goodness sake! Oh, what is the matter? What are they trying to do to me?
They think you wear big skirts like that because you're shaped like that.
Well, look, I'm not.
They wish to know, sir, if you have children.
One little boy.
I have boy too, Crown Prince Shapashula Longcorn, heir to throne. I would be very happy if you teach children.
Oh, I would like to very much. I came all the way here from Singapore to do so, but really, under these conditions...
You could be great help to all here, sir.
Lady Tiang, why do you call me sir?
Because you scientific, not lowly like woman.
Do you think all women are more lowly than men? Oh, well, I don't.
Please, sir, do not tell King. Make King very angry.
King seems to be angry already. That lovely girl, he said she was a present.
From Prince of Burma. I think she love another man. If so, she never see other man again.
Poor child.
Oh, no, sir. She is foolish child. To wish for other man when she has king.
But you can't help wishing for another man if he's the man you want.
It is strange for a school teacher to talk so romantic.
Romantic? I suppose I am. I was very much in love with my late husband, Tom.
Tom. Tom.
Once a woman has loved like that, she understands all other women who are in her place, even if she's just a school teacher.
Tom.
Yes, Tom.
He was pretty in face.
Dear, yes. He was very pretty in face. When I think of Tom, I think about a night when the earth smelled of summer and the sky was streaked with white and the soft mist of England was sleeping on a hill. I remember this, and I always will. There are new lovers now on the same silent hill, looking on the same blue sea. And I know Tom and I are a part of them all, and they're all a part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are, I hope your troubles are few. All of my wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down a street in a trance. You fly down a street on the chance that you'll meet, and you meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own.
The children, they come for a presentation to school teacher.
Oh, this is all very interesting, Your Majesty, but it has not solved my
Silence! You will stand here to meet the royal children,
Very well, Your Majesty.
the royal princes and princesses. Chulalongkorn.
Father, I shall be late for
You
school.
wait. Please to recite English proverb you have learned yesterday and writing down 12 times in your copybook.
A thought for the day. East or west, home is best.
East, west, home, best. Home means house every day for many, many months. Always something about a house. Are my children to be taught nothing more?
Yesterday we are taught that the world is a round ball which spins on a stick through the middle. Everyone knows that the world rides on the back of a great turtle, which keeps it from running into the stars.
How can it be that everyone knows one thing if many people believe another?
Then which is true?
The world is ball with stick through it, I believe.
You believe? Does that mean you do not know? But you must know, because you are king.
Someday you too will be king, and you too will know everything.
But how do I learn? And when do I know that I know everything?
When you are king. Now leave me. But I do not know. I am not sure. I am not sure of anything. When I was a boy, world was better spot. What was so, what was not. Now I am a man, world have changed a lot. Some things nearly so, others nearly not. There are times I almost think I am not sure of what I absolutely know. Very often find confusion in conclusion I concluded long ago. In my head are many facts that as a student I have studied to procure. In my head are many facts of which I wish I was more certain I was sure. Is a puzzlement. What to tell a growing son? What, for instance, shall I say to him of women? Shall I educate him on the ancient lines? Shall I tell the boy as far as he is able to respect his wives and love his concubines? Shall I tell him everyone is like the other, and the better one of two is really neither? If I tell him this, I think he won't believe it, and I nearly think I don't believe it either. When my father was a king, he was a king who knew exactly what he knew. And his brain was not a thing forever swinging to and fro and fro and to. Shall I then be like my father and be willfully unmovable and strong? Or is better to be right, or am I right when I believe I may be wrong? Shall I join with other nations in alliance? If allies are weak, am I not best alone? If allies are strong with power to protect me, might they not protect me out of all I own? Is a danger to be trusting one another, One will seldom want to do what other wishes, but unless someday somebody trusts somebody, there'll be nothing left on earth excepting fishes. There are times I almost think nobody's sure of what they absolutely know. Everybody find confusion in conclusion they concluded long ago. And it puzzled me to learn that though a man may be in doubt of what he knows, very quickly will he fight, he'll fight to prove that what he does not know is so. Oh, sometimes I think that people going mad. Sometimes I think that people not so bad. But no matter what I think, I must go on living life. As a leader of my kingdom, I must go forth. Be father to my children, and husband to each wife, etc., etc., and so forth. If my Lord in heaven, Buddha, show the way, every day I try to live another day. If my Lord in heaven, Buddha, show the way, every day I do my best for one more day. But is a puzzlement.
One and two.
We work and work from week to week at the Royal Bangkok Academy, and English words are all we speak at the Royal Bangkok Academy.
Spread out, children. Now that last line was English words are all we speak. I didn't quite understand. I want to hear the beginnings and the ends of your words. Once again now, and nice big smiles because we love our school. One and two.
We work and work from week to week at the Royal Bangkok Academy, and English words are all we speak at the Royal Bangkok Academy. If we pay attention to our teacher and obey her every rule, we'll be grateful for those golden years at our dear old school, the Royal Bangkok Academy, our dear old school.
That's fine. Now take your places for class. You all know where you belong. Lady Tiang, will you start?
Blue is ocean. Red, Siam. Here is King of Siam, and right arm is weapon to show how he destroy all who fight him. Green, Burma. Here is King of Burma. No clothes, show how poor King is.
Thank you, Lady Tiang. Will you take my place? Now, the map you have been looking at is an old one. Today we have a surprise. Louis? A new map just arrived from England. It is a present to us from His Majesty, your King.
The Lord of Light.
Yes, the Lord of Light.
The white is Siam.
Siam not so small.
Hush, Your Highness.
Well, wait. Let me show you England. See, England much smaller than Siam.
For many years before I came here, Siam was to me just like that little white spot. Now, I have lived here for more than a year, and I've met the people of Siam, and I'm beginning to understand them.
You like us?
I like you very much indeed. It's a very ancient saying, but a true and honest thought, that if you become a teacher, by your pupils you'll be taught. As a teacher I've been learning, you'll forgive me if I boast, and I've now become an expert on the subject I like most, getting to know you. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know you, putting it my way but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
Getting to know you, getting to feel all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know you, putting it my way but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I am with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Getting to know you, getting to feel free
This started out to be a lesson. Let's get back to work. Now, are there any questions?
What is that pink up there?
That pink is Norway. Norway.
Norway.
Norway is a very cold place. It is sometimes so cold that the lakes and rivers freeze, and the water becomes so hard you can walk on it.
Walk on water?
Yes, walk on water.
How is possible? Hard water.
It is not only hard, but very slippery too. When people walk on it, they fall down and slide. Not only do the lakes and rivers freeze, but the raindrops, as they fall, are changed into small white spots that look like lace. This is called snow.
Snow?
Spots of lace.
Yes, Your Highness, the water freezes on the way down from the sky.
And the raindrops turn into little stars.
Yes, Your Highness, some are shaped like stars, small and white.
There's not a word of truth in it.
I do not believe such thing as snow. And that Siam so big.
Other countries so big.
Siam, biggest country in the world!
What? How can schoolroom be so unscientific?
Oh, well, Your Majesty, we have had a little misunderstanding. I was explaining snow to them, and they refused to believe that there was such a thing.
Snow.
Snow.
Ah, yes, from mountaintop.
From the sky.
From sky to mountaintop.
Sire, please, how does it come down from the sky?
Like this.
Thank you, sire.
I have seen pictures. Switzerland, land all white with snow.
That's right, Your Majesty.
Who does not believe this?
Well, after all, they have never seen it.
Never see? If they only believe what they see, then why do we have schoolroom? Rise! Do not ever let me hear of not believing schoolteacher, whom I bring here at great expense. 20 pounds each month. 20 English pounds sterling. Children must learn. Teacher must teach. Not waste time instructing children in silly English song, Home Sweet House, to remind me of promises I never made, etc., etc.
Your Majesty, you did promise me a house. A brick residence adjoining the royal palace. Those were your words in your letter.
I do not remember such words.
I remember them.
I will do remembering. Who is king here? I remind you, so you remember that. I do not know of any promises. I do not know anything except that you are my servant.
Oh, no, Your Majesty.
What? I say you are my servant.
No, Your Majesty. Indeed, I am not your servant.
I would say your mother has bad manners.
Oh, you would you? Well, I'd say your father had no manners at all.
Louis, you do not give me the house you promised me. I shall return to England.
Do not let her go.
I let her do nothing that is not my pleasure. It is my pleasure you stay here in palace. In palace.
No, Your Majesty.
I give you servants. I give you bigger rooms.
That is not the point, Your Majesty.
Why wish you to leave these children, all whom loving you so extraordinarily?
I do not wish to leave them. I love them too, quite extraordinarily. But I cannot stay in a country where a promise has no meaning.
I will hear no more about this promise.
A land where there is talk of honor and a wish for Siam to take her place among the modern nations of the world. Where there is talk of great changes, but where everything still remains according to the wishes of the king.
You will say no more.
I will say no more because I have no more to say.
Out! So big a world. Siam very small. England very small. All people very small. No man big enough for to be alone. No man big enough. But king is different. King need no one. Nobody at all. I think.
Where's Mrs. Anna?
She will not be meeting with us again. She has quarreled with the king.
How will we meet if she is not with us? Mrs. Anna was our only friend.
We cannot be seen talking like this. Anyone can come in. Pretend you wait for her.
If only we could stop pretending. We kiss in a shadow. We hide from the moon. Our meetings are few and over too soon. We speak in a whisper, afraid to be heard. When people are near, we speak not a word. Alone in our secret, together we sigh for one smiling day to be free. To kiss in the sunlight and say to the sky, behold and believe what you see. Behold how my lover loves me. Captain, when can we meet?
It is not possible. We cannot meet alone. Not ever.
We speak in a whisper, afraid to be heard. When people are near, we speak not a word.
Alone in our secret, together we sigh for one smiling day to be free. To kiss in the sunlight and say to the sky, behold and believe what you see. Behold how my lover loves me. What is it?
Someone was here. I had a feeling someone was watching us. Go. Please go. To kiss in the sunlight and say to the sky, behold and believe what you see. Behold how my lover loves me.
I am sorry we nearly fought just now.
I am too.
Are you really going away?
Mother plans to leave on the next sailing.
I am not sure my father will allow your mother to go.
I am not sure whether my mother will allow your father not to allow her to go.
Why does not your mother admit that she was wrong?
I don't believe that mother thinks she was wrong.
It begins to look as if people do not know when they are right or wrong, even after they have grown up.
I have noticed that too.
A puzzlement. When I left my father a little while ago, I heard him talking to himself. He seemed uncertain of many things.
I don't believe grown-ups are very certain. They only talk as if they are certain.
There are times I almost think they are not sure of what they absolutely know.
I believe they are confused about conclusions they concluded long ago.
If my father and your mother are not sure of what they absolutely know, can you tell me why they fight?
They fight to prove that what they do, not know, is so.
Oh, sometimes I think that people going mad.
Sometimes I think that people not so bad.
But no matter what I think, I must go on living life, and someday as a leader I must go forth, be father to my children and husband to each wife, etc., and so forth. If my Lord in heaven, Buddha, show the way, every day I try to live another day. If my Lord in heaven, Buddha, show the way, every day I do my best for one more day.
But is a puzzlement.
Your servant? Your servant? Indeed, I'm not your servant, although you give me less than servant's pay. I'm a free and independent employee. Because I'm a woman, you think like every woman. I have to be a slave or concubine. You conceited, self-indulgent, libertine. How I wish I'd called him that, right to his face, libertine. And while we're on the subject, sire, there are certain goings on around this place that I wish to tell you I do not admire. I do not like polygamy or even moderate bigamy. I realize that in your eyes that clearly makes a prigamy, but I am from a civilized land called Wales, where men like you are placed in county jails. In your pursuit of pleasure you have mistresses who treasure you. They have no ken of other men beside whom they can measure you. A flock of sheep and you the only ram. No wonder you're the wonder of Siam. Oh, I'm rather glad I didn't say that. I'm not with the women right there. And the children. The children, I'll not forget the children. No matter where I go, I'll always see those little faces looking up at me. At first, when I started to teach, they were shy and remained out of reach. But lately I've thought one or two have been caught by a word I have said or a sentence I've read, and I've heard an occasional question that implied at the least a suggestion that the work I was trying to do was beginning to show with all view. That Prince Chulalongkorn is very like his father. He's stubborn but inquisitive and smart. I must leave this place before they break my heart. I must leave this place before they break my heart. Goodness, I had no idea it was so late. Shall I tell you what I think of you? You're spoiled! You're a conscientious worker, but you're spoiled! Giving credit where it's due, there is much I like in you, but it's also very true that you're spoiled! Everybody's always bowing to the king! Everybody has to grovel to the king! By your Buddha you are blessed, by your ladies you're caressed, but the one who loves you best is the king! All that bowing and kowtowing to remind you of your royalty, I find you a most disgusting exhibition. I wouldn't ask a Siamese cat to demonstrate his loyalty by taking this ridiculous position. How would you like it if you were a man playing the part of a toad? Crawling around on your elbows and knees, eating the dust in the road. Toads! Toads! All of your people are toads. Yes, your majesty, no, your majesty, tell us how low to go, your majesty, make some more decrees, your majesty, don't let us up off our knees, your majesty, give us a kick if it please, your majesty, give us a kick if you would, your majesty. Oh, that was good, your majesty.
Who is it? Mrs. Anna, it is I, Lady Tiang.
At this hour of the night? One moment, Lady Tiang.
Mrs. Anna, will you go to King?
Now? Has he sent for me?
No, but he would be very happy to see you. He is a deeply wounded man. No one has ever spoken to him as you did today in schoolroom.
Lady Tiang, and no one has ever behaved to me as His Majesty did today in the schoolroom.
And there is more distressing thing. Our agents in Singapore have found letters from British government whose greedy eyes are on Siam that describe King as barbarian and suggest making Siam protectorates.
That is outrageous. He is many things I do not like, but he is not a barbarian.
Then you will help him?
You mean advise him?
It must not sound like advice. King cannot take advice. And if you go to him, you must bring subject up. He will not bring it up.
I cannot go to him. It's against all my principles. Certainly not without him having asked for me.
He could be new blood king with Western ideas, but it is hard for him, Mrs. Anna. And there is something else. Princess Tupteam. I do not tell King for his sake, but this I will deal with in my own way. But these other things, he need help, Mrs. Anna.
He has you.
I do not meet his special needs. He could be a great man, but he needs special help. He need you.
Lady Tiang, please don't think I'm just being stubborn, but I cannot go to him. I will not.
What else can I say to you? This is a man who thinks with his heart. His heart is not always wise. This is a man who stumbles and falls, but this is a man who tries. This is a man you'll forgive and help and protect as long as you live.
that once he'll do something wonderful. He has 1,000 dreams that won't come true. You know that he believes in them, and that's enough for you. You'll always go along, defend him when he's wrong, and tell him when he's strong. He is wonderful. He'll always need your love, and so he'll get your love. A man who needs your love can be wonderful.
Lady Tiang, did you speak with her? Will she go to him?
She will go. Tell him.
I will tell him that she is anxious to come, that it is she who needs him.
This also will be true. This woman knows many things, but what she does not know is she'll always go along, defend him when he's wrong, and tell him when he's strong. He is wonderful. He'll always need her love, and so he'll get her love. A man who needs her love can be wonderful.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Your Majesty. His Majesty is reading the Bible.
Ah, Mrs. Anna, I think your Moses shall have been a fool.
Moses.
Moses. Here it stands written by him that the world was created in 6 days. You know and I know it took many ages to create world. I think he shall have been a fool to have written so. What is your opinion?
Your Majesty, the Bible was not written by men of science, but by men of faith. It was their explanation of the miracle of creation, which is the same miracle, whether it took 6 days or many centuries.
You have come to apologize.
I am sorry, Your Majesty.
Good, you apologize.
Your Majesty,
I accept.
Your Majesty, nothing that has been said can alter the fact that in my country, anyone who makes a promise...
Silence! Tell me about President Lincoln in America. Shall he be winning this war he is fighting at present? Does he have enough guns and elephants for transporting same?
I don't think they have elephants in America, Your Majesty.
No elephants. Then I shall send him some. Write letter to President Lincoln.
Now?
Yes, now. When else? Now is always best time.
Very well, Your Majesty.
From Fra Mahamungat, by the blessing of the highest super agency in the world, of the universe, the King of Siam. sovereign of all tributary countries adjacent and all around in every direction, etc., 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 do you not have any respect for me? Why is your head above mine? I cannot stand all the time, and in this country no one's head shall be higher than king. From now on you shall so conduct yourself like all other subjects.
You mean on the floor? I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I shall try my very best not to let my head be as high as His Majesty's, but I simply cannot grovel on the floor. Couldn't possibly work that way. Or think.
You are a very difficult woman, but you will observe care that your head shall never be higher than mine. If I shall sit, you shall sit. If I shall kneel, you shall kneel, etc., etc., etc.
Very well, Your Majesty.
Is promise?
Is promise.
Good. To His Royal Presidency of the United States in America, Abraham Lincoln, etc. You fix up. It has occurred to us. It has occurred to us that if several pairs of young male elephants were turned loose in forests of America, after a while they would increase.
Your Majesty, just male elephants.
You put in details. Tonight my mind is on other matters, very important matters.
Anything you want to discuss with me?
Why should I discuss important matters with women?
Very well, Your Majesty. I shall go back to my room. May I say good night?
Good night.
Your Majesty,
What?
I was wondering, when the boat arrived from Singapore yesterday,
Singapore, ha!
was there any news from abroad?
News, yes, there are news. They call me barbarian.
Who?
Certain parties who would wish to use this as an excuse to steal my country. Suppose you were Queen Victoria and somebody tell you the King of Siam is barbarian. Do you believe?
Well,
You will. You will believe because there is no one to say otherwise.
But this is a lie.
It is a false lie.
What have you decided to do about it?
You guess.
Well, if someone was sending a big lie about me to England, I should do my best to send the truth to England. Is that what you have decided to do, Your Majesty?
Yes, that is what I've decided to do. But how? You guess how I shall do this.
Well, my guess would be that when Sir Edward Ramsay arrives here,
Ramsay?
the British diplomat,
Ah, yes, on way from Singapore. When he is here, I shall take opportunity of expressing opinion of British thieves who would wish to steal my country. I shall show him who is barbarian. What is this face you put on?
well, Your Majesty, my guess would be that you would not fight with Sir Edward.
I will not.
No, you will entertain him and his party in an especially grand manner. Then they will return to England and report back to the Queen that you are not a barbarian.
Naturally. Naturally. That is what I shall have intended to do.
This is the only way to get the better of the British. Stand up to them. Put your best foot forward. That is just an expression, Your Majesty. It means dress up in your best clothes. Show them your most intelligent men, your most beautiful women. Edward admires beautiful women.
Edward? You call him this?
We are old friends. I knew him in Bombay before I was married.
Ah. But shall it be proper for the British dignitaries to see my women without shoes on their feet? Shall it be proper for them to put their best bare feet forward? No. Sir Ramsay will go back and tell Queen Victoria that I am barbarian. Why do you not think of this?
We shall dress them up, European fashion.
You mean dress them in dresses?
How many women can I have to sew for me?
All women in kingdom. How many dresses?
Well, that depends on how many ladies are chosen by His Majesty.
Oh, you tell me which of my women are most like European lady for dressing like same. Wake up, wives, everybody, etc., etc. I shall command Chinese artists to paint their faces very pale. You shall educate them in English customs and manners for presentation.
I wonder how much time we shall have.
Sir Ramsay's gunboat last reported off Songkla. How much time he take depend on how many ports he call into. Let us say we have 1 week.
1 week? Oh, Your Majesty!
In this time, whole world was created. Moses say. Are there any details I do not think of so far?
We shall give them a fine dinner, a European dinner,
I was going to.
and a ball with music.
Music. And dancing.
Yes, and dancing.
Why do you not think of dancing?
It's an inspired idea, Your Majesty. Oh, and we can give them a play. Tup Tim has written a version of Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Ha! We shall give them theatrical performance. We shall show them who is barbarian. Line up, line up. Lady Tiang, on Saturday next at 9 o'clock post-meridian, we shall give fine dinner, European dinner. You are to instruct steward during week. He shall make eminent European dishes for tasting. I shall taste, and schoolteacher shall taste. You tell me which of my women are most like European lady for dressing like same. You are to make tablecloth of finest white silk for a very long table. Also instruct court musicians to learn music of Europe for dancing, etc. What? Am I to be annoyed by children at this moment? Ho! Mrs. Anna, we must be more scientific with children. For the next week, the men and women of my kingdom shall work until all is ready. And for what is not done, each man and woman shall be beaten 100 strokes. Everyone must know the duties now. Tell this to everyone. Above all, I must not be worried by anything.
Look, Your Majesty.
Fireworks. Fireworks at this hour of the morning. No one may order fireworks but me.
Your Majesty! The British, the gunboat!
They attack?
No, Your Majesty! They salute and we answer with fireworks. It is Sir Edward Ramsay and his party.
Now?
Now! They come direct from Songkla. No stops!
No stops. Oh, Your Majesty, no stops!
Tell them go back. We are not ready.
Not ready, Your Majesty!
You do not know. You do not know. I have planned best idea I ever get.
Still we do it, Your Majesty. You can do it.
Ha! When they arrive, we shall put them to bed. Tomorrow morning, we shall send them on sightseeing trip.
We shall start this minute. Work. I have only 18 hours, but I shall do it somehow.
I shall do it. You shall help me.
Yes, Your Majesty.
No one shall sleep tonight or tomorrow. We shall work even when the sun shines in the middle of the day. We shall... priests. First we ask help from Buddha. Bow to him. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. O Buddha, give us the aid of your strength and your wisdom.
Buddha, give us the aid of your strength and your wisdom.
And help us to prove to the visiting English that we are extraordinary and remarkable people.
And help us to prove to the visiting English that we are extraordinary and remarkable people.
Help also Mrs. Anna to keep awake for scientific sewing of dresses, even though she be only a woman and a Christian, and therefore unworthy of your interest. A promise is a promise. Your head must never be higher than mine.
Scientific sewing of dresses, even though she be only a woman and a Christian, and therefore unworthy of your interest.
Garuda, I promise you I shall give this unworthy woman a house of her own, a brick residence adjoining the royal palace, according to our agreement, etc., etc., etc.
And Buddha, I promise you, I shall give this unworthy woman a house of her own, a brick residence adjoining the royal palace, according to agreement.
Ladies, clear everything away. Quickly now.
Lady Tiang, what is this costume? Here is east and here is west.
Too much work to do. Cannot move fast in swollen skirts.
Lady Tiang, why must we dress this way for British people?
Whatever Mrs. Anna wants is wise and good, but this is a puzzlement. To prove we're not barbarians, they dress us up like savages. To prove we're not barbarians, we wear our funny skirts. Oh. To prove we're not barbarians, they dress us up like savages. To prove we're not barbarians, we wear our funny skirts. Western people funny, Western people funny, Western people funny, of that there is no doubt. They feel so sentimental about the Oriental. They always try to turn us inside down and upside out. Upside out and inside out. To bruise and pinch our little toes, our feet are cramped in leather shoes. They'd break if we had brittle toes, but now they only hurt. To bruise and pinch our little toes, our feet are cramped in leather shoes. They'd break if we had brittle toes, but now they only hurt. Western people funny, Western people funny, Western people funny, too funny to be true. They think they'd civilize us whenever they advise us to learn to make the same mistake that they are making too. They think they civilize us whenever they make quite a few.
Lady Tiang, here are the napkins for the dinner. Will you put them on the table?
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, ladies, let me see how you look. Oh, very pretty. Now, get ready for your curtsy. Oh, my goodness gracious!
What shall be trouble now?
I forgot. They have practically no undergarments.
Undergarments? Of what importance are undergarments at this time?
Of great importance, Your Majesty.
That a woman has no legs is useless to pretend. Wherefore then, swollen skirt?
The wide skirt is symbolic. It represents the circle within which a female is protected.
Is this necessary? Englishmen are so aggressive? I did not know.
I said it was symbolic.
These undergarments, they are devised in symbolic and ornamental manner, yes?
Sometimes.
Ah. This is what you are going to wear?
Why, yes, Your Majesty. Do you like it?
Is this what all other visiting ladies shall look like?
Most of them, I believe.
Are you certain it is customary? Etc., etc., etc.
Yes, I am certain it is customary. What is so extraordinary about bare shoulders? Why, your own ladies...
Ah, yes, but it's different. They do not wear so many coverings up on other parts of body, etc., etc., and therefore...
Therefore what?
Is different.
I'm sorry, His Majesty does not approve.
I do not say I do not approve, but I do say...
Your Majesty! The English, they are in palace.
Oh, no, they will do nothing of the kind.
Herewith shall be a list of subjects you shall try to bring up for talk. On such subjects I am very brilliant and will make excellent impression. You begin with Moses.
Now remember, Your Majesty, Courtwright is the editor of a newspaper in Singapore, and he... Ladies! Oh, ladies, come back! Don't... Oh, come back! Oh, dear. Oh. Edward! Oh, dear. Oh, this is dreadful.
Why have you not educated these girls in English custom of spying glass?
Oh, my monocle. Was that what frightened them? Hello, Anna, my dear.
Oh!
Your Majesty, may I present Sir Edward Ramsay?
Your Majesty.
I am sorry, sir. My ladies have not given good impression.
On the contrary, Your Majesty, I have never received so good an impression in so short a time. You have most attractive pupils, Anna.
Tomorrow you must meet my younger pupils, His Majesty's children. They are making wonderful progress.
I shall be delighted. How many children have you, Your Majesty?
I have only 77 now, but I am not married very long. Next month, expecting 3 more.
No problem at all finding an heir to the throne, is there? I suppose I should apologize for wandering into this room. The rest of the party were
I'm so glad you decided to visit us. To visit His Majesty. I mean, of course.
It was your postscript to His Majesty's letter that really brought me here.
Postscript?
His Majesty was most happy when you decided to accept his invitation. Weren't you, Your Majesty?
I was happy.
Your Majesty, dinner is about to be served, but I would first like to present your guests to you in reception room.
Dinner, dinner, dinner.
You have met?
Your Excellence.
Anna, my dear, you're looking lovelier than ever.
Thank you, Edward.
Found a job to do, eh? People you can help. That's it, isn't it? Extraordinary how one gets attached to people who need one. Do you hear that? Do you know we danced to that once? Bombay. Still dance?
Not very often.
You should.
Oh, Edward.
Anna, are you sure you don't ever get homesick?
Oh, no, Edward. I told you, I have nothing there, and no one at all.
Do you remember that I once asked you to marry me, before Tom came along?
My dear Edward.
Dancing after dinner!
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid I was just talking over old times.
It was my impression Mrs. Anna would be of help for seating guests at dinner table.
Oh, well, in that case, Anna, we'd better be going in.
Yes, Anna, better be going in.
His Majesty made an interesting observation the other day about Moses. It seems he takes issue with the statement that the world was created in...
Princess Top Team, King and English guests have finished dinner and are on way to Theatre Pavilion. Shall you not be there to begin your play?
I came out here to memorize my lines.
I think not, Princess. I have seen you and Lunthao together. I do not tell King, for his sake. I do not wish to hurt him. But your lover shall be leaving Siam tonight.
Tonight?
Now go to theater, Princess.
Tuptim.
Turn back and look the other way. I am here in the shadow of the wall. I will wait here until she turns the corner. She says you will leave Siam tonight, but I do not believe her.
It is true, Tuptim. They've ordered me on the first ship back for Burma, and it is tonight.
What will we do?
You are coming with me.
I?
Yes. Secret police will be at theater. Meet me here after your play. Everything is arranged.
I cannot believe it.
I can. It'll be just as I have pictured it 1,000,000 times. I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you whisper when you're close, close to me. How you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you.
Alone and awake, I've looked at the stars, the same that smiled on you. And time and again, I've thought all the things that you were thinking too. I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you whisper when you're close, close to me. How you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view.
In these dreams I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. Loved by you. I will love being loved by you.
Tuptim, Mrs. Anna!
Tuptim, they are looking for you at the theater. I guessed you both were here. I ran out to warn you. I do think you're being reckless.
Yes, I will go. But first, I would like to say goodbye to you now, Mrs. Anna.
Gracious. Anyone would think she never wanted to see me again.
We are leaving tonight, Mrs. Anna.
Leaving? How?
Do not ask me how. It is better if you do not know. We shall never forget you, Mrs. Anna.
God bless you both. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down a street in a trance. You'll fly down a street on the chance that you'll meet, and you'll meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. Oh,
Your Majesty, and honorable guests, I beg to put before you small house of Uncle Thomas. House is in Kingdom of Kentucky, ruled by most wicked king in all America, Simon of Legree. Your Majesty, I beg to put before you loving friends. Uncle Thomas.
Dear old Uncle Thomas.
Little Eva.
Blessed little Eva.
Little Topsy.
Mischief maker Topsy.
Happy people.
Very happy people.
Happy people. Happy people. Your Majesty, I beg to put before you one who is not happy, the slave Eliza.
Poor Eliza, poor Eliza, poor unfortunate slave.
Eliza's lord and master, King Simon of Legree. She hates her lord and master and fears him. This king has sold her lover to faraway province of Ohio. Lover's name is George.
George!
Baby in her arms is also called George.
George!
Eliza says she run away and look for lover George.
George!
So she bid goodbye to friends and start on her escape. The escape.
Run, Eliza! Run, Eliza! Run from Simon!
Poor Eliza running and run into a rainstorm. Comes a mountain.
Climb, Eliza!
Hide, Eliza!
Hide from Simon! Hide in forest! Poor Eliza! Poor Eliza! Poor Eliza! Poor Eliza! Poor Eliza! Poor Eliza!
Eliza very tired. Your Majesty, I regret to put before you King Simon of Legree. Because one slave has run away, Simon beating every slave. Simon, clever man. He decided to hunt Eliza, not only with soldiers, but with scientific dogs who sniff and smell, and thereby discover all who run from king. Run, Eliza, run! Run, Eliza, run! Run from Simon, run! Run, Eliza! Run, run! Run from Simon! Run, run! Poor Eliza! Run from Simon! Eliza, run! Eliza, run from Simon! Run! Eliza, run! Poor Eliza! Eliza, run from Simon! Run! Run, Eliza! Run from Simon! Run, Eliza! Run from Simon! Run, Eliza! Run! Run! Oh! Eliza, come to river! Eliza, come to river! Poor Eliza! Who can save her? Only Buddha! Buddha, Buddha, Buddha! Save her, Buddha! Save her, Buddha, save her! What will Buddha do? Buddha make a miracle. Buddha sent an angel down. Angel make the wind blow cold. Make the river water hard, hard enough to walk upon. Buddha make a miracle. Praise to Buddha. Angel show her how to walk on frozen water. Now, as token of his love, Buddha sent a new miracle. Sent from heaven stars and blossoms, look like lace upon the sky. So Eliza crossed the river, hidden by this veil of lace. Forgot to tell you name of miracle, snow. Of a sudden she can see wicked Simon of Legree sliding across the river fast with his bloodhounds and his slaves. What has happened
to the river? What has happened to the river? Buddha has called out the sun.
Buddha has called out the sun. Sun has made the water song. Wicked Simon and his slaves fall in river and are
On other side of river is pretty city, Canada, where Eliza sees lovely small house. Guess who live in house? Uncle Thomas.
Dear old Uncle Thomas.
Little Eva.
Listen, little Eva.
Little Topsy.
Mischief maker Topsy.
Lover George.
Faithful lover George.
Who is looking like angel to Eliza. They have all escaped wicked Simon and make happy reunion. Topsy glad that Simon died. Topsy danced for joy. I tell you what Harriet Beecher Stowe say, Topsy say. I specs I's the wickedest critter in the world. But I do not believe that Topsy is wicked critter, because I too am glad for death of king, of any king who pursues a slave who is unhappy and who wished to join her lover. And, Your Majesty, I wish to say to you, Your Majesty, and honorable guests, I will tell you end of story. Is very sad ending. Buddha has saved Eliza, but with the blessings of Buddha also comes sacrifice. It's Buddha's wish that Eva come to him and thank him personally for saving of Eliza and baby. And so she die and go to arms of Buddha.
The evening was a great success, Your Majesty. I enjoyed Princess Tuptum's play immensely.
This play did not succeed with me. It is immoral for a king to drown when pursuing a slave to deceive. Immoral, immoral. Tuptum shall know of my displeasure.
Your conversation at dinner was most amusing.
I was forced to laugh myself. I was so funny.
Her Majesty, Queen Victoria, will be very pleased to know that we have come to such felicity of agreement about Siam.
And very happy I am thereof. Very happy.
I think now, with your permission, I should take my leave. Goodbye, Anna, my dear. It was lovely to see you again.
Goodbye, Edward. Well, Your Majesty,
It is all over.
may I remove my shawl? It is a very hot night. I am so pleased about everything.
I am aware of your interest. I wish to say that you have been great help to me in this endeavor. I wish to make gift. I have hope you'll accept. Put it on finger. Put it on, put it on.
Your Majesty, I do not know what to say.
When one does not know what to say, it is time to be silent. A white elephant has been spotted in the forest of Ayutthaya.
You regard this as a good omen, don't you?
Yes, everything going well with us.
Yes. Everything going well with us.
Oh!
It is I, Your Majesty.
Wait. Come in.
Secret police are here, Your Majesty. They would make report to you.
You will wait here.
Secret police?
Your finger shines, Miss Anna.
Yes. The king. I did not know what to say. Women in my country usually don't accept such gifts from men. Actually, it places me in rather an embarrassing position. I was intending to ask him for a rise in salary, and now...
And now this would be difficult to do.
Oh, very. I don't suppose you would speak to him for me. About my rise in salary, I mean.
I think that I shall do this for you. Because it's a very strange world where both men and women are both very blind to things nearest to them.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I don't understand what you mean, but...
But that does not matter. I do not believe that he will raise your salary anyway.
Ha! Good news and bad news come together. You will please stay up all night until we have further report on item of Tuptim.
I had intended to do so, Your Majesty.
Perhaps I had better go too.
No. I wish to speak with you.
Is there something wrong with Tuptim?
I do not know, nor do I consider that the most important thing I must tell you. It is of greater interest that the English think highly of me. Secret police have served coffee after dinner, and listen to what they talk, and report conversation to me.
You have been spying on your guests.
How else can you find the truth? It is clear we have made excellent impression. They do not think me barbarian.
This is what you intended to prove.
What we intended to prove. Tuptim.
What about her?
She is missing from palace. You know something of this?
The last time I saw her, she was at the theater pavilion.
That is the last time anyone has seen her. She never speaks to you of running away.
I knew she was unhappy.
Why unhappy? She is in Palace of King. What greater honor for a young girl than to be in Palace of King?
Your Majesty, if Tuptim is caught, shall she be punished?
Naturally. What would you do if you were a king like me?
I believe I would give her a chance to explain. I think I would try not to be too harsh. Your Majesty, of what interest to you is one girl like Tuptim? She is just another girl, as another bowl of rice is just another bowl of rice. No different than any other bowl of rice.
Now you understand about women. But British poets, ha!
You have been reading poetry, Your Majesty.
Out of curiosity over a strange idea of love, etc. But this poetry is silly nonsense, and a silly complication of a pleasant simplicity. A woman is a female who is human, designed for pleasing man, the human male. A human male is pleased by many women. And all the rest you hear is fairy tale.
Then tell me how this fairy tale began, sir. You cannot call it just a poet's trick. Explain to me why many men are faithful and true to one wife only.
They are sick.
But you do expect women to be faithful.
Naturally.
Why naturally?
Because it is natural. It is like old Siamese rhyme. A girl must be like a blossom with honey for just one man. A man must live like honeybee and gather all he can. To fly from blossom to blossom, a honeybee must be free, but blossom must not ever fly from bee to bee to bee.
You consider this sensible poetry, Your Majesty?
Certainly, but listen to this from your own poet, Alfred Tennyson. Now folds the lily all her sweetness up, and slips into the bosom of the lake. So fold thyself, my dearest thou, and slip into my bosom. English girls are so acrobatic.
Your Majesty, I don't think I can ever make it clear to you that we do not look on women as just human females. They are, well, take yourself, for instance. You are not just a human male.
I am king.
Exactly. So every man is a king and every woman a queen when they love one another.
It's a sickly idea.
It is a beautiful idea, Your Majesty. We are brought up with it, of course, and a young girl at her first dance.
Young girl? They dance too? Like I see tonight? In arms of men not their husbands?
Why, yes.
I would not permit.
It's very exciting when you're young. And you're sitting on a small gilt chair, your eyes cast down, terrified that you'll be a wallflower. Suddenly you see 2 black shoes, white waistcoat, a face. It speaks. We've just been introduced. I do not know you well, but when the music started, something drew me to your side. So many men and girls are in each other's arms. It made me think we might be similarly occupied. Shall we dance? On a bright cloud of music shall we fly? Shall we dance? Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye? Or perchance, when the last little star has left the sky, shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And shall you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen, shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
Why do you stop? You dance pretty. Go on, go on.
Your Majesty, I didn't realize I was. After all, a girl in my country would not dance while a man was looking on.
But you will dance with strange man, holding hands, etc., etc.
Not often a strange man, sometimes a good friend.
Good, we dance together then. You teach, you teach.
Well, the polka, it's quite simple. It just goes like this. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. Shall we dance?
1, 2, 3, and.
On a bright cloud of music, shall we fly?
1, 2, 3, and.
Shall we dance?
1, 2, 3, and.
Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye?
1, 2, 3, and. Or perchance, when the last little star has left the sky,
shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And shall you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen, shall we dance?
Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What is wrong? Oh, I know, I forget Anne. This time I remember. 1, 2, 3, and 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 1, 2, 3.
That's splendid, Your Majesty.
Splendid!
1, 2, 3, and
you have thrown me off count.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
But
1,
wait,
2, 3.
This is not right.
Yes, it was. You were doing just fine.
No, no, no. It's not the way I see English gentlemen dancing tonight.
Yes, it was. It was just like that.
No, they were not holding 2 hands like this.
No, as a matter of fact.
Was like this. No?
Yes.
Come. Come, we do it again.
Your Majesty,
Why do you burst through my door without waiting?
we have found Top Team, Your Majesty.
Where is she?
The secret police are questioning her.
Now you have found her. What will you do with her?
I will do what is usually done in such event.
And what is that?
When it happens, you will know.
Mrs. Anna, do not let them beat me. Do not let them.
She was found on Chinese sailing ship, Your Majesty. See? She wears disguise of religious student.
Who gave you this robe? Who?
It is believed she was running away with men who bring her here from Burma.
Dishonor, dishonor. Where is this man?
I do not know.
You will tell us where we will find him. You will tell us.
I do not know.
It is believed that you were lovers with this man.
I was not lovers with this man.
Dishonor. We will soon have truth with this man. What?
Mrs. Anna.
Stop it! Stop it right now, do you hear me?
It would be better if you understand at once that this matter does not concern you.
But it does! Not only because of her, but even more because of you.
You waste my time.
She's only a child. She was running away because she was unhappy. Can't you see that? Your Majesty, I beg of you, don't throw away everything you have done. This girl hurt your vanity. She didn't hurt your heart. You haven't got a heart. You've never loved anyone.
I show you. Give to me.
I cannot believe you are going to do this horrible thing.
You do not believe? Maybe you will believe when you hear her screaming as you run down the hall.
I'm not going to run down the hall. I'm going to stand here and watch you.
Hold this girl. I do this all myself.
You are a barbarian.
Down, down, down. Am I king or am I not king? Am I to be cuckolded in my own palace? Am I to take orders from English school teacher?
No, not orders.
Silence! I am king as I was born to be, and so I am to be governed in my way. Not English way, not French way, not Chinese way, my way. Barbarian, you say? There is no barbarian worse than a weak king, and I am strong king, you hear? Strong!
The lover has been found. He is dead.
Dead? Then I shall join him soon.
Adopt him,
Mrs. Anna.
I do not understand you, or your king. I shall never understand you.
You have destroyed the king. He can never be how he once was. You have destroyed him, destroyed him.
The next boat that comes to the port of Bangkok, no matter where it goes, I shall be on it. Give this back to His Majesty.
I wish you never come to Siam.
So do I! So do I!
Ah, Captain Norton, your ship has docked in time. We are welcoming Elephant Prince to Bangkok.
Elephant, eh? So that's it. I just passed the young prince a little while ago. Where's the king? I didn't see him in the procession.
The king is ill, very ill. He has been ill for many months.
Highness, go no further. Go no further.
What is this you say?
Worse. Your father is worse.
Worse?
You are to come to palace at once.
Go on with the procession. Mother, the Prime Minister told me you were here. I thought Mrs. Anna and Louis had already left.
No, Sheila Longhorn. Some of their boxes are still at the palace. The servants said they'll be back soon.
Mother, what is it with my father?
It is his heart, and for some time now, it seems he does not want to live.
Mother, I am frightened. I am frightened because I love my father, but also because if he dies, I shall become king, and I do not know how to be.
Many men learn this after they become kings.
I have been thinking much on the things Mrs. Anna used to tell us in classroom, of slavery, and I think also on what she has said of religion, and how it is a good and noble concern for each man to find for himself that which is right and that which is wrong.
These are good things to remember, my son, and it'll be good to remember the one who taught them.
Sheila Longhorn!
Lady Tiang, how nice of you to come to say goodbye. I was down at the palace seeing that all of my boxes were sent off to the ship. Captain Orton must sail with the tide.
Mrs. Anna, I did not come only to say goodbye. I come for one who must see you. You must go to him. When he heard that you were sailing, he began to write this letter. All day he has been writing. It was very difficult, madam. Very difficult. He commanded that I bring it to you.
Please read it to all of us. I would like to hear what my father has said.
While I am lying here, I think perhaps I die. This heart which you say I have not got is a matter of concern. It occurs to me that there shall be nothing wrong, that men shall die. For all that shall matter about man is that he shall have tried his utmost best. But I do not wish to die without saying his gratitude, etc., etc. I think it is strange that a woman shall have been most earnest help of all. But Mrs. Anna, you must remember that you have been a very difficult woman. Much more difficult than generality. I must go to him. Come, Louis.
I will see if he's awake. I will tell him you are here.
Mother, I thought you and the king were very angry at each other.
Oh, we were, Louis.
And now he's dying. Does that make you better friends?
I suppose so, Louis. We can't hurt each other anymore.
I didn't know he hurt you.
When two people are as different as we are, they are almost bound to hurt one another.
He always frightened me.
Oh, I wish you had known him better, Louis. You could have been great friends. He was almost as young as you in some ways.
Was he as good a king as he could have been?
No, Louis. I don't think any man could have ever been as good a king as he could have been, but this one tried. He tried very hard.
You really like him, don't you, Mother?
I like him very much. Very much indeed.
Many months I do not see you, Mrs. Anna. Now I die.
No, Your Majesty.
This is not scientific, Mrs. Anna. I know if I die or do not die. You are leaving Siam. When?
Very soon, Your Majesty. In fact, I can only stay a few minutes more.
You are glad for this? The people of Siam royal children, etc., are not glad and are in great affliction of your departure.
I shall miss them.
You shall miss them, but you shall be leaving. I, too, am leaving. But I am not walking onto a boat with my own feet, of my own free will. I am just leaving. Why is your head above mine? I am not afraid of that which is happening to me. You teach Chulalongkorn. Chulalongkorn teach me. Make believe you brave is good idea, always.
You are brave, Your Majesty. You are very brave.
Here is something belonging to you. Put it on. Put it on, put it on, put it on. Please, wear it always. Ah, my children, tell them to come here. Good evening, my children.
Good evening, my father.
Hush, children. Did you come to see your father or Mrs. Anna?
It is all right, Lady Tiang. It is suitable. Was it not said to me that someone had written farewell letter to Mrs. Anna?
Princess Ying Yalowak has composed a letter to Mrs. Anna. She cannot write. She only make up words.
Speak letter now. Say it, say it, say it.
Dear friend and teacher, my goodness gracious, do not go away. We are in great need of you. We are like one blind. Do not let us fall down in darkness. Continue good and sincere concern for us, and lead us in right road. Your loving pupil, Princess Ying Yalowak.
Hush, children. When you are afraid, make believe you brave. You show them how you do. You teach them. Let it be last thing you teach.
Tell us, Mrs. Anna, what to do when afraid. You teach us.
Whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head erect and whistle a happy tune, and no one will suspect I'm afraid. While shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, and no one ever knows I'm afraid.
You see, you make believe you brave, and you whistle. Whistle. You show them.
Mother, it's the boat. It's time.
Lewis, please go down to the ship and ask Captain Orton to have all our boxes removed and have everything put back into our house.
Yay!
Silence. This is no doing of this demonstration for school teacher realizing her duty, for which I pay her exorbitant monthly salary of £25. Further, this is disorganized behavior for bedroom of dying king. Chulalongkorn, rise. Mrs. Anna, you take notes. You take notes from next king. Well, suppose you are king. Is there nothing you would do?
I would make proclamations.
Yes, yes.
First, I would proclaim for coming New Year fireworks. Also, boat races.
Boat races? Why would you have boat races with New Year celebrations?
I like boat races. And Father, I would make second proclamation.
Well, what is second proclamation? Make it, make it.
Regarding custom of bowing to king in fashion of lowly toad, I do not believe this is a good thing, causing embarrassing fatigue of body, degrading experience for soul, etc., etc., etc. This is bad thing. I believe. You are angry with me, my father?
Why do you ask questions? If you are king, you are king. You do not ask questions of sick man, nor of woman. This proclamation against bowing I believe to be your fault.
I hope so, Your Majesty.
I do hope so. Up! Rise up!
Up, up, up! 2 lines, like soldiers. It has been said that there shall be no bowing for showing respect of king. It has been said by one who has been trained for royal government.
No bowing like Toad, no crouching, no crawling. This does not mean, however, that you do not show respect for king. You will stand with shoulders square back and chin high, like this. You will bow to me, the gentleman, in this way, only bending the waist. The ladies will make dip as in Europe. Mother.
Neil and Raymond! Woo! Neil and Raymond!
I'll still know. Still happy.
That kids.
Here. Middle, I'll be in the end. You're in the middle. Max, we're doing it. Doing it.
Be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. Stop for the kids.
I forgot.
Hello. First and foremost, thank you very much for coming out to support this year's production of The King and I. The past 2.5, 3 months have been some of the best of my life, and as a senior, I am very sad but happy to say that this is one of my favorite casts, and I will definitely miss all of you and being on this stage, as I'm sure all the other seniors, and I'm going to cry, so I'm going to stop talking about that. So we have a couple thank yous that we want to extend. So yeah, I'm not starting.
All right, so first is Mrs. Libby. She is one of the moms that help us out backstage. She works with costume, makeup, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That was a good one.
And she
made all the pants.
All
for
of
the
them.
little kids.
So Mrs. Libby.
Kathleen, wonderful. I'm speaking into it.
Awkward.
Kathleen.
Kathleen Libby.
Kathleen. You're next.
What?
This is a little disorganized. Please bear with us.
Oh my gosh, so another one of our amazing moms who help out backstage, Mrs. Scoggin. We love you so much.
That's my mom!
We also painted a lot of the scenery and the settings. You see, this lady painted all of that.
That's my mom! That's my mom! Just a tiny bit. Next, we'd like to thank Mrs. Boardman, who literally made every single one of the wives' dresses that they're wearing right now. Every one.
So we would also like to thank another stage mom, and that is Mrs. Herman. She has devoted many, many, many hours backstage helping us get our costumes on, fix our makeup. She did a lot of the girls' hair for the dance scene. So Mrs. Herman, wherever she is.
Next, we'd like to thank Mrs. Rutstein. Stein? Oh. Amazing. She made every single one of these. Oh, sorry.
And we'd also, this is on, but we'd also like to thank Zach Hardy. He actually, so Mrs. Scoggin painted the sets, but Zach Hardy built the sets. And all 4 years that we've been in high school, he's been helping us with this. And he's now turning into more of like a friend than a mentor, and he's awesome. And we just wanted to thank you.
He also shaved my head last night.
Good.
Thank you.
He is responsible for all of the lighting and the sound and everything, and he takes amazing cast photos of us all, and we wouldn't have a show without him. He took the best picture of us where we all did a little.
Before you go any further, hold on 1 second, please.
Oh, gosh.
The voice from
The man in the sky.
For the past 4 years, I had the opportunity to work with lots of folks on stage, off stage, but 2 people that I've worked with for 4 years, starting in 2013 with Anything Goes, are the 2 gentlemen that are making you sound good and making sure that you're well lit. Matt and Matt, please come down here.
Matt and Matt.
Matt and Matt. Matt squared.
These two gentlemen are seniors, and I'm going to certainly miss them and hoping that I can find good replacements.
We're almost done, we swear.
A lot of people helped out.
Miss Sterling? Taylor?
So next we'd like to thank Miss Sterling, who we actually ended up, the dancers, having an unexpected bump in the road where our choreographer, who was originally with us, she wasn't able to be here, so we went for a little while without learning things, but the last 2 days that we were able to learn, Miss Sterling came in and took time out of her busy schedule to come teach us the rest of the dance and to help us make it look as good as it did. So.
Next, we would like to thank Mr. M for all the wonderful music and everything. Thanks, Mr.
So I am bringing up the rear, and the last person, but not least person that I would like to thank is our director, Mrs. Carolyn Williams.
Oh, that's precious. Oh, my awkward.
These kids have been so much fun to work with, from the little ones up to my high schoolers. One of the easiest casts, most directable, just fantastic group of students. And I thank you, the parents, for loaning them to us for the last 2 months. They've been fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the show. I certainly enjoyed working with all the wonderful people that they all mentioned to you, that it would not be possible without any of them, and all the helping moms, the ticket takers, ticket sellers, people that just help out in the back room with the children. I had room mothers back there. So much help and so many extremely wonderful volunteers. I'm so blessed to be part of the Palisades community. Thank you.
I got something to say. I'm almost done, I swear. I have spent 4 years of my life, 4 amazing years of my life, with Mrs. Williams. She took me in as a freshman when I played a passenger on a boat for Anything Goes, and I've moved up since. And I would not be the person that I'm standing here in front of you all telling you about how wonderful she is if I did not have her in my life. I think I actually spend more time with her than I do my own mother. I have mistaken her for my mom sometimes, called her mom at a couple practices. But I would not trade any of that for the world, and I wanted to thank you, and I'm sure all the other seniors and everyone feels this way, for shaping me into the person that I am today.
You guys are awesome.
We will meet you all in the lobby. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
Come here.